Make your prayers.
Time to kiss my thing! Well, that was easier than expected. Look who's brave! Scream for me. This ends here! Say your prayers. Say your prayers. Must be going mental.
Your end nears.
There you are. Time to kiss my thing. Yeah, I hear it too. Going places, wrecking faces. Time's up for you, mate. Ah! Oh, final straw. I don't think there was a time to do it by hand.
Make your prayers. Hello. Your prayers. No. Your end nears. No. No.
For the Isles.
Yeah, I hear it too. Say your prayers. There you are. Time to kiss my blade! Going places, wrecking faces. Cheeky. Time to kiss my face. There you are. Another poor sod that I'll have to clean off my blade. Well, that was easier than expected. Look who's brave! Time to kiss my blade! Look at these walls. Solid stone. How do you think those damn dwarves did that? No magic I ever seen, and I don't think they were the type to do it by hand.
Speed has reached all nodes. Sufficient charge for gate aperture. Needs activation at local system relay. All systems are primed for your traversal to subject Tram 137. Activate the gate through a company device. May the gods fear the march of enlightenment.
No. Make your prayers. Your end's near.
What's that stench? Best be on your guard. Can you feel that? The ground. Feels like it's breathing. I don't think I'm ever gonna sleep again. If we make it out of here, that is. God, this whole place reeks. What is this place? We've got to find a way out of here, mate. sword that I'll have to clean off my plate.
Once with great force,
Listen!
the desire converged on the gods.
This ends here!
That want is power. And the gods king will put up his spire near the
That's
prince.
the wrong reach.
And who better to dig up that venerated root
Time to kiss
than
my
ambition?
plate!
Palpable, proximal, personal. It is now possible. From this
Say
hideous
your
emerges
prayers.
royalty who awaits his throne. There, strip away the
Time to
artifice
kiss my
and cast
plate.
away pretension.
Time's
Keep
up!
your down, becoming destiny. Written as written.
Say your prayers.
Take in the child it conceived.
Say your prayers.
It gestates in wanton.
Another poor sword that I'll have to clean off my plate.
Yet in every heart directed is written.
This ends here!
One day, the child is already made. Would you believe that never?
This ends here!
If we could only inflict death to the dead,
Another poor sword that I'll have to clean off my plate.
cease mine. However,
I don't think now.
innocence of human. If you see this husk, this frail, pathetic,
That's the wrong reach.
and very free, truly
Say your
free,
prayers.
every affliction will be heard from here to the dying light. Your image burn, will conquer the mountains.
Time to kiss my plate.
And you will join me in this grove.
Another poor sword that I'll have to clean off my
Scout
plate.
royalty. You will go with
This ends here!
last axiom when our paths
Left with the wrong reachment. Yeah, I hear it too. Going places, wrecking faces. There you are.
Dwemer were advanced society, weren't they?
Lead you dry! This ends here!
Maggots comes for? The tears and tears. Nothing from my king to the void.
Another child free from their mortal shackles. The unending silence.
No. Look who's brave! No. Scream for me. Territory. Not going to be complicated politics about.
No.
Time to kiss.
No.
Я тебя повсюду ищу. Тебе просили кое-что передать, лично в руки. Посмотрим. Ну, вроде все. Ладно, мне пора.
Let's go settle at the inn for a bit. My legs are begging for a rest.
Hello?
No.
Time to kiss my blade. Going places, wrecking faces.
You most likely came across remnants of Durrani civilization. A wonder to modern architects and laborers alike that their structures still hold after all these. Even the marble still shines, not having succumbed to the ruinous elements that erode our walls every so often. How did it feel? Was the air strangely fresh? How bizarre. That's not characteristic of the Durrani at all. Wait. Not Durrani at all, but Ayleid. The Ayleid embassy built by those Durrani all those millennia ago. You've heard of the Elysian Empire, surely, and their revolt against the Ayleids of Old Cyrodiil, ages before the Empire came to be. Then I needn't bore you with yet another recital. That slave revolt, having swept over large swathes of Cyrodiil, had then turned their gaze west to the Durrani hegemony, now High Rock. Desperate and engulfed in panic, the Durrani pulled whoever they could from what remained of the Ayleid, one prominent figure, with the moniker of the last king, Dinah by name, who had followed that fleeing diaspora. Some accounts said he was an exile, despondent to the suffering of his Ayleid kin, and had only wanted to join the Durrani cause to indulge in the slaughter. The Durrani built his stalwart stronghold at the very interstice of the warring forces, and that last king couldn't have been happier. A very desperate alliance, to speak the truth. In no other situation would that vile king interact with an outsider, let alone send aid for his kin. When the first Elysian stepped into his periphery, the nightmare was unleashed. The Reach had turned into some damned oblivionscape that would send any timid soul running to the other end of Tamriel. That's what the tomes show, though such a being that was surely the product of Daedric consort could have just faded into the arms of whatever prince he knelt to. When they did breach the inner sanctum, scholars had talked of the interior being a patchwork of human bodies, stitched together from one end of the giant hall to the other. The king and his debauched Ayleid underlings were seemingly unfazed about the assailants at the gate, still immersed in their profaned work. This allowed those forlorn Nords to approach. Upon realizing that his artistry was meddled with, he recoiled and flayed those unfortunate souls who made their advance, almost in an instant. Then came the cacophony of screams, killing those further back immediately after. When it proved futile that mere men went up to the task, Arlesia had called upon a friend. All evidence and descriptions of this person pointed Polinial. Not often did the clouds part, and we have a simple tale which can be spun to the young. If you're looking for such stories, then Evermore and those lands, though looking at you, such light-hearted tales would quickly grow to bore. In fear of tooting my own horn, I would say immeasurably, considering that the clergy have congealed with royalty. The two castes have governed in tandem and continue to do so, and every lord and king has his own priest. Sometimes to keep up traditions, but most commonly to convene meetings with other kingdoms, via the priest's relations to one another, normally overseen by the priest's circle. A council of priests, set up soon after the dissolution of the Mages Guild in the province, supplanting their purpose, yet with a limited interest in the arcane, as from what came before. With restoration taking center stage in our studies, we don't dabble in the more destructive arts. As many royals fear their kingdoms turning into despotic theocracies with a ruling mage class, as has happened with a number of kingdoms when the Mages Guild held prominence. I would love to tell you that faith alone keeps me going, but this goes further than appeasing the gods. Only those with black hearts could look the other way. So I stay, and do the best I can. A little alchemist corner set up in our temple to serve brew, potions, and other relief, to letting the injured rest within the grace of their gods. Unfortunately, no. I rely on the missionary to do that for me. Vicariously living through his exploits unburdens my mind for a while. Anything to stop thinking about the reality here. Well enough. Got my health at least, though it can always be better. Oh, I wish for the day when I wasn't. But no, this is...
Should pray
it's
before
also of
heading back out.
curiosity.
You'll need the
You
luck.
see, we've recently suffered a string of thefts within this very temple, and I've no idea why. It's not like our coffers up. The thief seems to take an interest in particular relics. We'd have gotten wind of such valuables circulating the markets if that were the case. Not many deal in rusted jewelry around here. Couple that with the frequency means our suspect couldn't have gone far. We've requested the guard to help in this minor crisis. They've been generous enough to spare some eyes to watch over the temple during our absence. But nothing, neither beggar nor vagrant has appeared. So failing that, our temple... One such exercise he's mastered are the Great Searchers, scouring the land through projected arcane vision, and while using his particular skills to search for our most recently vanished item, he found it. I'm not the kind that forces one to carry out my bidding, but if your curiosity shares the same desire as mine, then maybe... I knew you were the daring type. The posture always gives it away. Right, key detail I've mistakenly omitted. You're searching for a specific ring, down in the dungeons of Grey Belmore. If you're not sure what that warped ruin is, then take a step outside the southern gate and turn your eyes to that ugly stretch of scenery just beyond the river. We've the faintest idea of what dwells there, other than what's seen treading the surface, so I advise great caution. I'll beg Mara's ear for your safe return. As apparent as the danger may appear, the omens who've made that cursed land their home haven't strayed a feet from their dark. Seems those souls are still trapped in that terrible siege 30 years ago. Even the scholars from Daggerfall were awestruck at the phenomenon, assuring us that these dead are confined upon the packed dirt from whence they fell. If it was so easy, then we wouldn't be having this. Whatever solution that could alleviate this scourge vanished with the shamans who performed the ritual. Talking like a true native, those guards had done exactly that. Suffice to say, nothing was achieved except dozens of flayed shamans draping our walls. Just reminiscing on that sight can make one's stomach churn. So he finally made the expedition. Was raving about it for quite some time. Did you find our elusive thief? Daedra, within a Dwemer ruin. Unheard of. How did you manage to find yourself within such a terrible place? So you assumed that the gauntlets must have left through that gate? I see. The presence of these gauntlets within such a remote ruin should have been reason enough to amplify concern. Yet now Daedra have been brought into the fold. Are we but unwitting pawns in some grander scheme? I'll have to ruminate on these revelations later, and you should rest. Couldn't imagine what a journey to that untamed north entailed. Thank you, friend. It's rare for a helping hand to go further than one needs to. Glad to see you're still willing to help, and there's always much to do around
Going
here.
places, wrecking
Though if you're
faces.
looking for a journey like the one you've just returned from, then I'll have to disappoint. I won't have you cleaning this hall, so worry not. I have a more pressing need for a newcomer like yourself. I won't have you cleaning this hall, so worry not. I have a more pressing need. Our Lord, Mortifer, has been scheduled to meet with an advisor from the Divine. Marosa dares not attend herself, lest our Lord. So this small conference will be our opportunity to mount pressure on Mortiphane, such that he will forego his tyranny for a moment, bringing even further opportunity for reform. And with a fresh face like yours, Mortiphane should understand that a world outside this town still exists, and that world, you're becoming a great friend to people. Final word of advice. Should Mortiphane become enraged, don't you? In fact, I advise remaining. I'll meet you there. Blessings for your future journeys.
Cheeky.
Thank you.
Final straw. Another poor sod that I'll have to clean off my blade. Cheeky.
Bend our shield me. Let's play.
Final straw.
Lucky hit.